going into game number 10 here. Warlock. We're going to want to mulligan as if it were discard Warlock. And if it happens to be one of the slower Warlocks, we just draw into the cards that are good in that matchup. We want to keep... I'm actually going to keep Poison Seeds and Rising Winds. Rising Winds, the 3-2 is really nice against Malchezaar Zimp, the 1-3 Taunt Demon, and it can trade with their 3-2s, like Tiny Knight or Flame. Poison Seeds is good against just early huge Tiny Knights, against Doom Guards, against Silverwhale Golems that come out of nowhere. But we did see our opponent play the Kobold Librarian, which tells us it's probably going to be either Cube-Lock or Mechathune-Lock. The Ebon-Lock tells us that this is Cube-Lock. We're going to remove it so they can't easily play Void Caller. And summon a 3-2. Now, at this point I was thinking he might be discard Warlock and just running Kobold Librarian. So that's why I made the 3-2. Looking back, I should have known no lists are running Librarian, and I should have cycled to draw a card. And that's a misplay that might bite us in the end. But we have the silence for the Void Caller. Go face. We're going to start cycling. At this point, I realize that they are, in fact, Cube-Lock. All I want to do is cycle into our big spells. We want Zephyrus, we want Elise, we want Enzoth.
From the void I come.
We play Void Callers and play the Flame. We're a little punished for not trading into their Librarian here, allowing them to clear our board and summon a big demon. And pushing the 4-face didn't really do much. I think that was a misplay on our part. Should have traded into the Librarian.
Unity, precision, perfection.
We've got Ziliax and a Mistress of Mixtures. Looks like another heavily teched against aggro Cube-Lock deck. This is turn 7. The mana wants us to spend on a 5-drop and a 2-drop. Problem is I don't want to play any of my 2-drops alone. They combo the Keeper, Steladris, and the Rising Winds. So I decide to just go with Steladris and the Rising Winds. It doesn't use up all of our mana, but I think that's okay. Draw, draw, draw. I guess I summon the 3-2 here. It slows their pressure down a little bit, but they're not really putting on pressure. I think we should have drawn there. Another small misplay. This is my last game of the day, so I was pretty tired. I think I was making more misplays than normal. Cycle. And play Sludge Belcher.
I found a new source of power.
And Dreadlord. So here we draw into Fenril Staghelm, which lets us play the combo of Oasis Surger and Fenril. And we have some options. We could clear out the Void Lord and some of its spawns, or we could have taken out the Dread Lord. I go for the Void Lord. It's really good stat-wise on board, trading into it. However, the one card that Cubelark wants to cube the most, other than Mal'Ganis, is the Enhanced Dreadlord. And by leaving it up, we allow them to cube it, which they do, which really comes back to bite us.
I am only more deadly.
They play a worthless imp so they can Plague of Flames us. I think this is a misplay on our opponent's side. Now they have a 1/1 demon in their pool, and their board was about as big as ours, so the flame didn't do much. It did get rid of our Fendril, but yeah, I guess that we did draw the Wrath, but still, I think putting the Worthless Imp into their pool is not worth getting rid of the Fendril. So we're cycling, just trying to draw into that Enzoth, Elise, and Zephyrus. And we'll finish up with the Archboard Mishpin. Things are starting to look a little rough on the board here. They've got two big Dreadlords, and they play a Mal'Ganis, and they're even bigger Dreadlords. We do have the mulch for the Mal'Ganis. And we have Malfurion make two poisonous spiders to contest those Dreadlords. Really a nice draw. Opponent does not want to use Plague of Flames, although they've already used both. They don't really want a Dark Skies, although they could. And try to get lucky. Their best answer is going to be some sort of Defile play. They've already used both Librarians, so coming up with a 1 HP minion should be difficult for them. They could use both Defiles. But our opponent has a Mortal Coil, allowing them to Defile.
Give us the money. Don't try anything.
And play the mulched creature, Bizarre Mugger. So we're getting low on HP. They have a pretty big board. We draw Elise, which is great. And I think we... Alright, I go for the Elise play. I want to duplicate Poison Seeds. I want to duplicate Jasper Spellstone. And duplicating Zola is not bad in case the game goes longer. Gain some armor. And I decide to Spellstone one of the Dreadlords. Alright, I had to play a Spellstone because we had 10 cards in hand. In hindsight, it might have been better to Spellstone the Mugger, just because it actually takes off more power on the board. And we are getting pretty low. They trade. They trade because they have Spirit Singer Umbra and they need board space. Spirit Singer Umbra, a cube. They have Death Rattles inside Death Rattles. But luckily, we at least are Poison Seeds. So we want to definitely Jasper Spellstone the cube first, so it spawns one less Dreadlord, which matters for what is in their Resurrect pool. And then just double Poison Seeds. We'll take 14. And looking at our hand, we're going to have to draw into Enzoth or Zephyrus next turn. Or they can just do lethal. Or Reno. Reno would also work. Or Mishfin, which we have in our deck. But we draw Bran. We have no way of healing out of lethal or removing any of their board. So that's a well played. Good job cubing from our opponent.
You win.
Just didn't draw
Rest now.
into what we needed.